It just rained for a number of days. Much of the area is underwater, is flooded and all that, so I thought this was a good time to showcase the Back to Eden garden. Okay, I'm going to stick this underneath. Hopefully this gives a good shot. I can't see, but hopefully you can see how everything's doing. Next to the tunnel. Last year I planted, in the spring, I planted brassica seeds, and then by fall I was able to plant them in our fall garden. Since this is under a large cover, it didn't get super amounts of sun or heat. So I'm trying that again this year. So I don't know if you can see some of our broccoli and cabbage is coming up. I don't know if anyone has this issue with blueberry plants. So here's a blueberry plant, and then here are all the suckers that come up. And this is really common for us with our Back to Eden garden. And it's just kind of annoying. I'm sure it just goes to show that they're healthy, but it's annoying. So if you have any, it's really bad down there. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. Here are the peas. And they're doing great. You can tell a little bit more that these are actually carrots in between. And then I planted more tomatoes, just bought them from the store, and peppers, and eggplants. You can see a little bit better that I planted lettuce, spinach in this bed. These are our June-bearing strawberries. You can see we're getting there. We're getting close. That was probably one of the earlier ones that was not killed by the frost just because it's still under the mulch quite a bit. Had a blanket on it. A lot of the earlier ones were killed by frost, and so that's why I think we're a little late on this. But they're still producing really well, so they're doing great. Some overwintered carrots. I just harvested some asparagus. I'll show you what they look like, but we forgot to harvest this one. It is, let's see, I would say it's a good 5 feet. These are from Crowns last year. But I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to harvest some now, and then when I let some of them go, I learned from last year that, here's another one. When I let some of them go, then in the spring, then we can also harvest asparagus in the fall. So, more strawberries underneath the apple tree. Oh, I see a red one. Let's see. And I see a ladybug. Our first strawberry. I think I'm going to wait a day. So, you know what I need to do? That just means I need to put out the noise sensor thingies that we used last year to keep the raccoon away. I don't want a raccoon to steal our first strawberry. Okay, these are the last of the peas and potatoes that I planted, and I planted 60 pounds because that's what I planted last year, and I just kind of went with it. But then I realized that we eat a lot more potatoes than that. So if I think about it, if I have enough energy, I think I'm going to plant some more, because really, you just can never have enough potatoes, in my experience. Feeding a family of 9 on a plant-based diet. Here are some overwintered carrots, and here are some beets. So what happened with the beets was I took the bag out, a bag of beets, or the seed bag, whatever we're calling it, to put it in the chicken run, the experimental run, and I accidentally left it out in the rain, and so I can't store it after that, so I literally just threw them out here. I am growing some nasturtiums here and all around here, and I am growing dill to try to combat the squash bugs. So I bought some dill. I planted some nasturtiums just from seed, and then I bought some zucchini plants. And then I also planted some zucchini and yellow squash and winter squash by seed. Here are the first section of potatoes that I planted. They're looking good. They're starting to flower. Over here, so the wood chip guys came and started dropping off wood chips at the edge of the garden, which I very much appreciate. And then one time they dropped it right on the edge of the garden. I was like, okay, we'll take advantage of that. So we put down some paper, just extra rolls of paper we had, and we put, 6 inches or so of mulch, and that's done really well. We just didn't have time to do it all. So I think we're going to have to come through and put back the tarp on the sections where we were not able to do paper, because I just don't want to spend any more time right now in this part of the season where I should be spending time putting mulch on other parts of the garden, or pulling the last of the spring weeds, or even just planting new plants. I don't want to spend it doing the edges of the garden. This is the time when I just go ahead and put the tarp down, so I don't have to deal with that for the rest of the season. And those other boxes I just haven't planted in. Oh, except for that long one. Let me go over there. I did plant some beans, just some snaps, green snap beans. Just kind of threw them down. Okay, so here's what I was talking about. There are quite a bit of weeds, but there's just tons of blueberry saplings, suckers coming up. Like, if they come out this far, I'm letting them grow, and we'll just, have another bush. But this close, there's nothing we can do about it. So it's just kind of just another thing to have to deal with. It's just kind of annoying. You're still doing really well. It looks like we're going to have a really good harvest, so I'm really excited, because it's been at least 2 years since we've been able to freeze blueberries. I just harvested lettuce, so I'll show you. Okay, the experimental garden. Remember, this was completely bare after the winter. The chickens ate it down to nothing. So I wanted to just kind of see what we could do. This section you can see without the grass. This is where we had the wood chip guys put the mulch originally. I thought it would do better than the section with grass. But I'll show you all of it. So first we planted mammoth sunflowers all along the edge of the garden, and in between the mammoth sunflowers we planted cucumbers. And they're doing well, even where there's grass, they're doing well. Here I planted beans and some more beans. Let's see. Over here I planted some carrots, and I see some of those. Oh no, I see some spinach too. You see the spinach coming up? So the spinach is coming up. Oh, what did I plant there? I think I just threw out kale seeds, because I thought the chickens would really enjoy that. I thought the chickens would really enjoy the kale seeds, the kale plants, by the time they got over here in about a month or so. Here's where I planted my corn. Most has not come up, but some has. And I don't know if you can see it. So, this is corn. This is Bermuda grass. Corn, Bermuda grass. So, it is mostly Bermuda grass, but I have hope. It was old cord seed. The only thing I lost was a lot of work. Over here. Did want to show you one more thing over here. Gotta go underneath all the strings to keep them safe from the hawks. Let's see, yeah. I planted some zucchini over here. Just a head extra from the other part of the garden. I think I planted like 4. That one looks like it survived. Okay, so here are some sunflowers over here. What else is over here? That might be it. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the sunflowers over there along the fence line, but the sunflowers and the cucumbers are both doing well. So, you know, it's not as I pictured. It's not, you know, fully planted up beautifully and perfect. I'm not sure why I picture things like that, but I do. And so it's not like I pictured, but I'm getting some things growing, so I'm really excited about it. All in all, I think it's a success. Okay, what did I plant over here? I think this is more spinach. Yeah, more spinach. And some lettuce. So we'll see what we get to harvest and what the chickens get to harvest and kind of when it all comes to fruition and, you know, if it lines up with transferring them from, or rotating them from place to place. I guess I'll show you their runs right next. So this is what the ground looks like where there's no mulch. And even when I'm walking on the grass, it's just soppy. But where there's mulch, it's great. Since I'm over here, I think I might see a blackberry blossom. We'll see. Yeah, I see some. We need to move this into the garden. But the boys, my younger boys, are really quick to see a blackberry. So they've actually done a good job of getting them before the raccoons get them. But we have, this is a thornless blackberry, and then we have tons, oh my goodness, so many thorned, you know, just wild blackberries. But these are the big, plump ones. We really need to eventually move it into the garden. But they are blooming. Okay, so this is the area where all the green is. We actually have the mama hen that's due in less than a week. We'll see if she was actually broody and actually hatches out chicks. We have another mama hen who was acting even more broody. We left her in the coop and are just kind of checking her out every day, so we'll see. Okay. I'm coming in chicken's bed. I do not have anything for you. So this is all our this is all our weeds, and they've dug through them. I'm not going to keep walking because, well, I guess I will. I was going to say it's probably really muddy, but it's quite a bit of compost, so it's probably not too bad. So, I mean, it's not grown up like here with only one chicken on it, but they have a good amount of green. So they've been in here for a month now, and they never really had a lot of green to start with. So we'll see how long they last. And then this is just a gate right here, and we'll just swing that open and let them eat this down. And this is a lot of green, but it's not a lot of area, so we'll just see how long it takes them. I'm just hoping to keep them in here for as long as they're happy, but also kind of as long as possible, so that the experimental run, the experimental garden, has a lot of time to grow up. So that is the garden tour, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.